They say toys are meant to bring joy to children, but sometimes the things we cherish most end up destroying us. This is the story of a girl named Lily. She loved dolls. She loved them too much. Lily was 5 years old when her obsession began. Her room was filled wall to wall with porcelain dolls, teddy bears, mechanical music boxes, and raggedy plush animals. Her parents thought it was harmless, just a phase. Every week, she'd beg them for another toy. In every garage sale, every thrift store, every antique shop, she'd find something new to add to her growing collection. She had names for them all. She talked to them like they were friends, and sometimes she said they talked back. Her mother dismissed it as an overactive imagination, but her father, he wasn't so sure. It happened on a cloudy Saturday afternoon. They were walking home when Lily tugged her mother's hand, dragging her toward a small garage sale at the edge of the neighborhood. The house was unfamiliar, old, crooked, like it didn't belong. There, on a dusty plastic table, sat a single vintage doll. She was different, handmade, glass eyes, stitched mouth, tiny cracks along her pale face. Her name was sewn into the faded fabric dress. Annabelle. The woman selling the doll looked tired, nervous. She barely said a word as Lily clutched the doll to her chest. "She's not for play," the woman mumbled. "She's a collector's piece." But Lily wouldn't let go, and her parents, worn down by years of whining, gave in. They bought it. That night, the whispering began. At first, the parents thought Lily was talking to herself, but the voices coming from her room were different. 2 voices. One was Lily's, the other wasn't. Her mother would walk in and ask who she was talking to, and Lily would answer, "Annabelle." "She tells me secrets," Lily said. "She says I don't need anyone but her. She says my other toys are jealous." Soon after, Lily's collection began to change. Her favorite teddy bear, Mr. Flop, was found torn open, stuffing pulled out, button eyes missing. Her wind-up ballerina shattered itself on the floor, mid-spin. Even her music box, which had once played Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, now played something slower, darker. And Lily started to change too. She stopped playing with the other kids. She spent hours alone in her room, whispering to her dolls, especially Annabelle, now seated at the center of her shelf like a queen on a throne. She scratched strange symbols into her wooden floor with a nail she found in the garage. She began drawing pictures, disturbing ones, dolls with bleeding eyes, her parents with their mouths sewn shut, herself with black wings. The final straw came when her mother found a dead bird in Lily's toy chest. Its eyes were gone. Lily said, smiling, Annabelle was hungry. They tried taking the doll away. They tried throwing it out. But every time they did, she came back. Once, her father burned the doll in the fireplace. The next morning, she was sitting on the kitchen table, smiling, unscathed. Years passed. Lily became a teenager, but she never outgrew her dolls. She still collected them, hundreds now. Every surface of her room was covered with little staring faces. She barely spoke to her parents. Her grades dropped. She stopped sleeping. Her eyes grew darker, sunken, always twitching. She was pale, cold to the touch. Her mother tried to get her help, therapy, counseling, a priest. But no one could reach her. Every time someone tried, something would go wrong. A therapist fell down the stairs. Neck snapped. A priest had a heart attack during his first visit. Lily never cried, never reacted. She would just sit in the corner, stroking Annabelle's hair, whispering, "She says I'm almost ready." It happened on her 18th birthday. The night before, she told her parents not to come into her room. "It's a special night," she said. They didn't listen. At midnight, her father opened the door and found her standing in a circle of dolls, all lit by candlelight. She was chanting. The dolls were whispering. Their mouths didn't move, but the sound filled the room. Her eyes were rolled back. Her face was bleeding, not from wounds, but from beneath her skin, as if something was pushing its way out. Her body arched backwards, her spine cracking, her jaw unhinging wider than humanly possible. And then she looked at them, but it wasn't Lily anymore. The thing that stared back had her face, but none of her soul. The room went black. The next morning, the house was silent. Too silent. Neighbors called the police after the family didn't answer the door. When they arrived, the house was freezing. The living room was untouched. But upstairs, the walls were scratched raw. The air reeked of sulfur. All the mirrors were shattered. And in Lily's room, hundreds of dolls, facing outward. Her parents were never found. Only Lily remained, sitting in her bed, smiling at the officers. But her eyes were pitch black. And in her lap, Annabelle. They put her in a psychiatric ward. She never spoke again. Not until one night, years later, when a nurse came into her room and found her whispering to the doll again. "She says I'm ready," Lily said. "Now, I'll help her find new children." They say the nurse quit that night, and Lily, she vanished the next morning. No one saw her leave. But the security cameras walking out the front door, cradling a doll. Her eyes were black, her mouth stitched into a smile. So if you're ever at a garage sale and you see an old doll, cracked and grinning, leave it where it lies, because the doll maker's curse never dies. It just finds a new child.